Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is a warm review of two fall-themed collections that will be coming out in the near future. The Gourdy Goodness, which will launch on August the 12th to give us a jump on fall melting access, and then the 5-bar harvest bundle, which will not be available until September the 1st. It will be a part of our harvest catalog launch, which is the same day as our fall winter catalog launches with all of the 10 new release scents, which I do not have in bars yet, have not had a chance to warm, and just all of our fall winter goodness that's in the normal catalog. So I will start with the Gourdy Goodness, and I'm going to go through my thoughts on warm review. And of course, things change a bit between the cold sniffs, which I really enjoyed doing with you, and now the warm reviews. So I guess I will start with Pumpkin Roll, which, to be honest, I didn't warm. I've warmed this a million times though. This is just a beautiful smell, where a lot of the comments that I'm getting from the cold sniff video, other people have the same problem that I do, which is that this is spotty on performance. If you get a good bar, it's fantastic, and then it's medium strong. If you get a lousy bar, you can barely smell it, and it's like, why did I buy the wax? So if you get a good one, you get pecans, you get yellow cake, you get a really nice fluffy bakery scent that is fantastic for Thanksgiving and is just nice all fall long. But again, it just depends on which type of bar. So then we have these other four. And the first one that I got super excited about, and I did not pull the bar, that off the top of my head I thought it kind of smelled like, the Very Good Pumpkin. Scentsy says that this is supposed to have, I think, berries and a nice pumpkin scent and then a little bit of fall spice. And I really liked it on cold, and it even appears to have strawberries on the cover. So I thought maybe it would remind me of buckleberry. And here's the thing. In the clam, I don't feel like I'm all that far off. It's more muted, but once you warm it, I feel as though the Very Good Pumpkin, it's a medium at best, and maybe it just needs to sit a little while, but it's heavy on the strawberry, so it's almost more like some buckleberry combined with some tinselberry, which is another bar that used to be in our 10 new releases, several years ago, that was popular for a little while. Then they took it out of the catalog. Some people still have it in their club, but that was a Christmassy strawberry cranberry scent. This is definitely more fall, so it's like you get a pinch of buckleberry and you get some tinselberry, smush them together, and maybe even a little bit of sun-ripened berry, and you get this Very Good Pumpkin. So if it was a strong scent like buckleberry, this would really be outstanding, but it's a medium at best. I've got 4 cubes, 2 and 2, going in my bedroom so I can get a pretty good read on this. It's a very pleasant, harvesty berry scent, and like I already said, it definitely is more strawberry forward than what I was thinking in the clam. So it was a little bit of a disappointment for me just because I thought that it was going to throw, and I thought it would have more of a dark berry from what I was getting on cold. But if you really liked tinselberry and you're willing for it to not be quite so strong and a little more fall version, you should pick up this Very Good Pumpkin. It's very nice. So am I like sad and I won't melt it? No, I just wish that it was a little bit more va-va-boom, and maybe it will be after it sits for a while. So that's a more honest review. Now the next one, I'm not sure what to say about this one. Pumpkin Sticky Bun. This is good, and I put all of these in different warmers and left my house today to do some errands. When I came home, I had the most beautiful, pleasant, vague fall bakery scent in my home, and I think the majority of that was coming from the Pumpkin Sticky Bun because I emptied almost an entire clam into most of the warmers in my house so that I could really understand what this one was like. Up close to the warmer though, and in the wax here, I get the same coconut as Coconut Palm, which is an old Scentsy bar that came back in BBMB, and it's more of like a musky bronzer oil suntan coconut. And you do get some pumpkin, and you get some spice. I'm really not getting any pecan. I hope other people are picking that up. And this is another bar where, like Pumpkin Roll, maybe it just needs to chill out for a little while, and the oils will balance. That happens to a lot of bars. Our Midnight Mahogany was not all that amazing when we first got it last fall winter, and now after it sat and the oils have matured, it's incredible. So I don't want to write this off, but as kind of a green, unripe, uncured bar, I'm getting primarily coconut and a little bit of pumpkin, and it's not the sweet bakery coconut that's in Coconut Pumpkin Pie, which I just melted 2 days ago, so I would be prepared to be able to understand the difference between that and this. They both have that waxy Scentsy coconut thing, but coconut pumpkin pie had a lot of baking spices, and this is more like pumpkin. And then maybe there's a little bit of flatness where the pecan note hasn't developed yet, and there's that coconut. Do I find it unpleasant? No. I mean, if I wanted a coconut and pumpkin scent that I was going to melt in August as sort of a transitional, it's fine, and that's exactly when we're launching it. But I was expecting something that was far more baked goods, and I'm not really getting that from this one, so I want to be honest with you about that. Now, the other two, these are club-worthy for me. So the Spiced and Spirited and the Hollow Harvest, and if you're only going to have one bar that's the darling out of this collection, this Hollow Harvest knocks it out of the park. We'll get to that last. But I really liked this Spiced and Spirited. So it's pumpkin and brown sugar and bourbon, and it's good. It's got all that wonderful bourbon. It's just, maybe it's a bourbon chew. I don't really know. There is something, candy or confection or a type of muffin, something that this smells like that's fall goodness. I put this in first of all the things that I tried to warm when I did my review. I think it was actually just yesterday. Because yes, I am the type of crazy person that empties all their warmers and then dumps all the new things in. And my house is small, but it's got lots of enclosed spaces. So I just go and throw a different bar in every room and then stick my nose in it and make my mental notes. And I really like this. It's more interesting than your typical caramel or toffee scent because it's got that bourbon. The pumpkin and the brown sugar, it's really not sweet, but yet it's confectionery. I don't know. I really, really like this. It threw well, a good strong medium, and I will be getting more of this. And after melting a couple of bars and seeing how it ages, I might club this. It's really good. But the darling of the set has to be Hollow Harvest. This is amazing. It's supposed to be like a freshly lit jack-o'-lantern, so it's like all embery and smoky, and it's got the vanilla, and it has the pumpkin, and it's got a lot of other notes in here too, you guys. This is very sophisticated. This is one of the more deep and complex and impressive bars that Scentsy's made in a while. And I wanted to pull two things that I thought might explain it well. Hendrix and Vanilla Oud. And then also Satin Sheets, but I think I have like half a nasty bar of that. So this Hollow Harvest is fall. It definitely has the smoky, smoldery sweetness with vanilla and all of that embery wood and then the pumpkin. But it also very much reminds me of many of the notes in Hendrix. Hendrix is more masculine. The Hollow Harvest is a little lighter and sweeter and more pumpkin, and then the other part of this does remind me of Vanilla Oud. But the Vanilla Oud's more cold, and it has more of a fancy wood note, and then that leather, that suede-y leather. And I am always dropping bars. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh. This Hollow Harvest, it is its own bar, but if you know either of those two, and I know they are older bars and many of you may not have smelled them, but if you sort of marry them together and add a touch of pumpkin, you're going to get this Hollow Harvest. So I told people the other day, if you miss this, buy this. I still stand by that, but I want to say kind of mix these two in your mind if you know what they are, and you're going to get this. And this is clubbable. This should come back next year in the fall winter catalog. This is really nice. And I think when this sits, it's going to be even better, and it's going to balance everything out. And it is sweet, it's embery, it's complex, it's interesting, it's different, it's really good. So these are my two top favorites from this collection. I might get more pumpkin sticky bun if I find that this other bar, I'm going to let that sit probably for a month, if the other notes develop better and balance the coconut. If not, I think out of all of the pumpkin bars, because there are going to be 8 or 9 of them, I've been counting as things are going to be coming out over the course of the season, I don't think that's going to be my top bar. I'll be interested to see what other reviewers think of that on warm. Do I hate it? No. I just think I prefer Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. I definitely prefer Scary Good. I think I prefer at least a good half, if not more, of the other pumpkin bars, and we will have a bevy to choose from this year. So now let's go on to the Harvest bars, and there isn't anything blatantly pumpkin-y here. This is a really, really nice set, you guys. It is full of variety. And a couple of these bars are not unique in the sense of it's a unique scent to the fragrance community, but they're new for Scentsy, and or they are the best version of certain kind of scent that I have smelled in a long time. Last year, the Harvest and Holiday 5-bar bundles were exceptional, and I feel like this year, at least the Harvest one, I think I like more of them than I did last year. They're a little bit different. Last year, I think that the Harvest 5-bar bundle might have been more... I liked some of the scents as far as Elizabeth scents, but I think these are a better representation of interesting, creative, Scentsy twists. So let's start with the one on the bottom here. Now, I wish that you guys could get these in August, because this Berry Apple Shortbread is a very good August scent. And Scentsy says that this one has berry, vanilla, lemon, and clove. And it definitely has a sugar cookie shortbread note. I am impressed by that. It's a little bit, not really weird, like Dutch apple bread last year was weird. This is one where I put it in the warmer and I think, is it going to turn into really beautiful bakery, or is it just going to kind of be like it's trying to be bakery and it's not quite there? The first couple minutes where it's just melting out, I wasn't sure. A couple hours later, I came in the room, and I would say on a scale of 0 to 10, I would put this in the 7 to 8 category. I liked it a lot, and it's different, and it's good. So I used to bake a ton. I don't do as much now, partly for my health, because it definitely isn't good for me. I seem to be slightly borderline gluten intolerant, but I used to bake all the time. And lemon shortbread, this has that note and it's good. And then you add the berry. And it does say that there is apple in here. I don't know if I'm really getting any of that. I get almost like a blueberry, blackberry, berry note. And then there's the lemon, and then there's the shortbread cookie. And I think a lot of you are going to adore this. I think for those of you that fall in love with it, you need to club it, because we've never had anything quite like this. And like I said, good solid 7 to 8, and this may get better as it sits really nice. So then the next one, I got all excited about the scent profile on this, and I do still really love it, but as it melted, maybe this one also needs to sit, but it got a little bit of a bitter note. So the Cinnamon Woods, it's not bad by any means, and I'll be buying more for sure because it's my kind of smell, but I didn't like that slight bitterness probably 4 to 5 hours into the melt, so I put it a little farther down on my list because the other three were just so exceptional that I couldn't rank this higher, but it's very, very good, and I'm still going to get more, and if I didn't have a couple of the others compared to maybe a different collection of some kind, this would rank higher because this is just so good. All 5 of these are so amazing. So this one is Cinnamon Woods, Bartlett pear, cinnamon bark, and sugared woods. And somewhere between the sugared woods and the cinnamon bark, it starts out perfect. I wish there was a little bit more pear because I think that would balance it out down the road. As far as the melting, I wish that I had more of what is that wonderful bar, the honey pear cider. I don't really have enough to mix it because honey pear cider is so good on its own. If I had honey pear cider in my club, I would add a cube of that to this, and I think it would make an absolutely phenomenal blend, and I may still cautiously try that, counting the bars of honey pear cider I've got left, because this is really, really nice up until that 4 or 5 hour mark. And it has the sugared woods, and it just has that warm, woodsy, slightly sharp, earthy, barky, cinnamony thing, not like cinnamon bear or clove and cinnamon, but that you get in a lot of candles, I would say from Bath & Body Works mostly. And it's very nice. So again, I will get more. I like it a lot. If it didn't have that note that I didn't care for later in the melt, this would probably have been my number 2. It's really good. So then, what does that mean when it comes to the top 3? And you're going to be shocked because I was so incredibly excited about apple spice season. And I'm still so incredibly excited about apple spice season. Just understand this. Like these two, they flip-flopped when it came to warming as far as me just being surprised and impressed. And I mean, we all knew this was probably going to come in number 1, and it did. But apple spice season, this is the bar out of all 5 where I'm going to club this because I will melt a whole bunch of it. It's as versatile as cider mill. It is that kind of a scent, and it is one where I would be very sad not to have this in the future. So apple spice season is juicy apple, harvest pumpkin, and sparkling spices. It is perfect. It's balanced. It's the right amount of apple. It's the right amount of pumpkin. The spices aren't too much. They aren't too little. It's just a home run. You could buy this for almost anybody, unless they hate fall scents, and it will make their home smell fantastic. So this is definitely making me incredibly happy. And if you prefer to push this a little more apple spice, maybe throw in a cube of autumn hearth with it, and I think it would sing. It is so good. Somebody asked me about this compared to orchard apple and spice. This is a little bit more balanced because of the pumpkin, whereas orchard apple and spice, which I love, I still have quite a few bars of it. I debated taking it out of my club a while ago, and I did, just because you don't want to know how many bars of wax I own. But that had cherry and wood, so it felt very August, September. This feels very September, and you can pull it into October or August because the pumpkin gives it a little bit more depth. And as I said before, pumpkin apple from Bath & Body Works is one of my favorite fall smells, and we haven't had one with Scentsy. And there's also apple pumpkin from Yankee. I grew up with both of those scents, and I wanted one from Scentsy, and that's why this is my MVP for meltability and clubbability. But it gets even better. This sparkling spiced citrus blew me away. And I love orange, but I typically wouldn't place that above apple pumpkin. When this melted out, guys, this is the most gorgeous, balanced, sweet, slightly effervescent, slightly spiced, perfect orange scent I think Scentsy's made in a long, long time. And I absolutely love my good old sweet orange pomander, but that is a spice bar with orange. This is an orange bar with a little bit of spice, and it's not too cloying, and I think that the performance is just, I cannot say enough good about this bar. It totally took me off guard how good this is. Like, I want 2 or 3 more today to melt, and I've got my 3 little cubes left, and might have to make some more samples before I can get another one. It's just, this is a good bar. So, sparkling mandarin dazzles among blackcurrant, raw sugarcane, and clove bud. Most orange spice scents are unbalanced. Something about them is way over on one side. Like last year we had the brick, which I'm not remembering the name of it, and it was an orange spice scent. But it didn't last a super long time, and even though it was like a vanilla and orange scent and then had a little bit of spice. I still have a couple bricks. It's lovely. But when I am a spiceaholic, it cannot hold a candle, could not hold a candle to Sweet Orange Pomander, and I also really, really like Wassail Wonderland. But this just, I don't know, for me, this has the perfect balance, especially for the fall. So you get the mandarin, and I love mandarin more than other types of orange, so that may be why I'm so biased. And it's got this little bit of sparkly effervescence, but it's not too much. And the currant, I guess, grounds it. And there's just that touch of spice. And the sugar cane keeps it super sweet. This isn't anything like Sips of Cider, which is super bitter. It's not anything like all the ones where they would throw blood orange in and ruin it for this type of a scent. Like, I like blood orange in some bars. And I know I'm going on and on, but this was exceptional, and I am all over probably clubbing this. Honestly, I think these 3, I'm going to club them and pray that they'll come back in the catalog next year like this last season. Okay, but the one at the top of the pile has to be Peaks and Pines. We've had 2 or 3 years where Scentsy has tried to do a green fall foresty smell. Last year we had one that I think was called Fall Into Love, and it wasn't bad. The one before was too much orange and too much evergreen to me, but yet it was still fall. I don't remember the name of that. Wild for Fall, maybe. There was just something in both of those where the balance wasn't exactly what I want. And I'm not trying to be a wax snob, but when I have smelled so many scents, and every year I'm reviewing so many things, I'm going to tell you when I feel as though Scentsy hits the bullseye. And they did it with this one. And I'm so surprised when it comes to the woods. The notes for this bar doesn't give me this, but somehow it's amazing. So we've got dewy greens, lavender, and cedarwood, and that to me does not sound like the perfect balance of evergreen and woods, but it is so good, you guys. I put 1 cube in my daughter's Cute as a Button warmer and kept it in her room because I was doing all the bakery out here. I knew this would steamroller everything else. I don't know. Maybe it's the lavender and the cedar wood. And then you add the greenery. And maybe when they mean dewy greens, they actually mean like pine boughs that have greenery on them, but that doesn't sound good for fall, so they said dewy greens. I don't know. But this is fabulous. And I guess my younger daughter was right. Now, it doesn't smell like sweater weather to me at all, but it is an amazing scent that's a little bit hard to categorize because your brain says piney, but that's not what the notes say. It's very good, you guys. I think you should get the fragrance flower in this, and I don't know that there are any other products. I would love to see this in something else down the road. So I would say neither of these collections would disappoint. If I was going to say which whole collection I prefer, I think that the Harvest 5-bar bundle is a little bit more exceptional, but I would happily repurchase all 3 of these and club these 2 from the Gourdy Goodness. And the Berry Good Pumpkin, that one, and the Pumpkin Sticky Bun, they might just need a little bit of time to sort out their notes, and they may be very good. I'm going to get more of pretty much all of this. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents with these 2 5-bar fall-themed bundles. And as I said, the Harvest collection comes out, and it's got a cute little bag September the 1st, and the other one's available August the 12th. And I would encourage you to buy both of them because there's not a bad bar here. They are very good. And this is amazing. And these are amazing. So I'd say that is a pretty good review. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.